All right. So now, I was saying, like, if we end up talking a lot after, I could always make like a bonus of, cooldown or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, that was it's so nice that I actually got to use Fireball.
I know. I could tell you were just you were enjoying it.
I was throwing that shit all around. Fireball, dude. Fireball.
Yep.
Hey, but you know what? It ain't often that I get to use it. Because, typically if we have, like, one guy, big guy.
Right.
It's hard for me to use that, so.
Well, especially because, like,
enjoyable.
Typically, Az and Sam are closer proximity.
Yes.
Yeah, there was when the 3 dudes came in the door at the same time. As I was doing that, I was like, he's gonna fireball him, but I'm gonna give it to him. Like, I'm just gonna let him enjoy using the fireball.
Yeah.
And sure enough,
buddy.
I'm like, oh, these guys come through the door, and you're like, fireball.
Yeah, buddy.
We're gonna create a new strat where I'm just gonna stand guard on Tug and just intercept whatever's coming, but I'm just gonna let him cook.
Right.
And then whatever makes it through, that's what you kill.
Yeah. If something remains in between the ashes and the dust.
Right. Well, and I feel like I was thinking about it, right? Because I was like, I don't want to just always cast Fireball because I get, like, yeah, it's a strong spell. Why would I not do it? But, like, I feel like in character, it is just, like, this is a great time to use it, like, roleplay wise, because, like, it is probably the worst situation we've been in. There hasn't been much, like, divine feeling with Emis. So it's like that one time I did get to, pray to her and have, like, some kind of answer back. It was like, hey, man, this situation really is desperate almost. And it felt like it was good to use. But I don't know if I'll, like, actually spam it, though.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like D20s are cool. And I mean,
yeah.
But it's like, splash damage and like a 20 swings just as hard as other dice,
Right.
Well, yes, technically your average damage overall is the same, but you could roll, 3 threes.
Yeah.
And do 9 damage.
That's a power game.
And then they can even half that.
Right.
But like it's not a bad spam,
Yeah.
Because there's pluses and minuses. They get a chance to do half damage. You have to use it carefully or you'll injure other people. Right. So
I definitely that was what I was thinking about. I was like, at least right now, I feel it's like good roleplay wise for me to just spam it.
Yeah, if nobody's around, why wouldn't you?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. And I mean, dude, that was like, what, 91 damage, I think?
Yes, that was
the biggest
sick.
hit we've had.
That was really cool.
That was awesome, dude. Yeah, that shit was hype. Honestly, okay, be honest with me. When I made all of us run and then wall of fire up, what did you think when that happened?
Fuck this bitch. That's what I thought. No, because y'all essentially, and I mean, it was a good idea, but there was a consequence to it. You essentially had 2 encounters mashed together instead of what originally by design was an area you didn't have to go to. Like that middle section, y'all could have skipped it completely and you wouldn't have got the stuff, but you also wouldn't have had to deal with those enemies. But y'all went in, started dealing with the enemies, and then ran out, and I was like, well, these guys aren't just gonna sit in this room and wait. So
Yeah.
y'all took a really long time to get back up to the left side. So in that time, they moved. They warned the others that there was intruders, and so then you basically smashed 2 encounters together.
Yeah, in hindsight, we could have just dealt with the one in this room and then moved on instead of going around and then coming back to finding everybody in the same spot.
There would have been a point in which like the commotion would have alerted the other ones, but as knocking actually made that happen faster. But still, it all worked out.
I cannot in complete transparency, I cannot always act as I want to, because I have to take the dumb factor into account. Sometimes I have to do stuff in character that not necessarily fit.
Right.
What I would do.
Bro, you just.
But I love that shit so
right
much.
Now. You're trying to like, I don't power game. I play in character.
Hey, I haven't spent
I play in character. I summon an elephant.
And it for 91, okay? I just summoned an elephant and tried to rush into a door.
Okay, dude. Okay. My average damage is like under 23. I get 1 outlier.
Yep. All of a sudden, you're the power gamer.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
It's just because it's because he crit on the fireball.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hitting 60 damage to start. I think just his crit extra was more than we've ever rolled. I don't think anybody did more than 60. I'm pretty sure Az did 40, 50, something like that at one point.
I think it was higher than this. I think it was like 67 or something.
There was a massive hit.
Bro said, I'm not going to let you take my power gamer title.
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't a power gamer.
Power gamer?
Oh, dude.
But I think that was the first episode of just combat we've had.
Yeah. Dude, also, I think this was the second episode where I finally got to use the magic, the conjured hand, where I've ever gotten to use it.
Yeah, you kind of forget about that sometimes. Not in a bad way, but it's like...
Yeah. I'm not sure how to use it, in what...
The way you used it is the way it is classically used all the time.
Really?
I don't want to be near this, but I want to interact with it. So you put the hand out there and try.
Yeah, that was really nice. And then I also got to like... I'm so paranoid, I just locked the door while we opened chests. Because I thought like the dudes that were in the middle section, I thought they were just hidden in the rooms. And I was like, fuck it, I'm not about to roll every time just to look for these guys. So then I was like, alright, I'm gonna lock this door and then I'm gonna move on.
Yeah. Above board, they joined the rest and it all became one big thing.
Yeah. Dude, that was I knew as soon as I told us all to leave, I was like, yeah, he's probably gonna be mad about this one.
No, I wasn't mad. I was just like, alright, that's why with Daggerheart, you can't plan too much. Or any TTRPG, really, I guess. Daggerheart especially, because not only do you have the player's agency, but the dice dictate through hope and fear, But that was good. That was fun. Straight up combat the whole time.
Dude, that was a good one. That was a real good one. I feel like, is that the first time we've only had combat? Damn.
I mean, this is
good.
The underwater.
The
maybe.
underwater. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
But that moved so much faster than this, I feel.
Well, I
Because
think
essentially with the underwater, y'all got to the beginning of the dungeon at the end of an episode, and then you took an episode to do the entire thing. This was like, if you want to say going in the house is the beginning of this dungeon, then like y'all have been in this one for 2 full episodes essentially.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the uncertainty of like, I feel like you really like set the tone and set the mood for like the absolute like horror of like what we should be feeling. And so like underwater, I feel like, oh hey, I can see a little bit, I can like swim through it, you know, okay, it's underwater shit, that's cool. But like when we step in and you're like, yeah, you don't feel the presence of your gods.
God, that was blood.
And it's like, okay, dude, I'm gonna just step. Hey, ring of silence. We finna just move slow and low, baby. No, sir. Like I feel like that like really set the pace. Like this is gonna be slow.
And I'm afraid.
Tugbo's using that magic hand to jack me off right now.
Bruh.
Just keep glazing me. Come on, give me some more.
No,
I'm afraid more and more that slowness is gonna impact
Teleus.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see. Realistically, y'all aren't moving that slow.
Yeah.
The only time y'all really
we're looting, we're
right the looting and the messing around with the blood pool, which, like I said, you'll have to wait and see if that has, you know, or I wanted to assure you that it does help. But
Heard. Yeah, that. Honestly, when I saw Az do that, I was like, yeah, I just want to cast a fireball just to see what it does. But man, I'm
glad I did though.
Yeah, I am glad you did, and I really do feel like, dude, I just can't praise you enough for how well you set the mood for this dungeon, because like I have not felt this much like urgency of like I want to go forward and I want to go super fast, but it's like, dude, at the same time I am scared to move forward.
well,
And it's like such a great like tone setter that you did coming into this dungeon, and I'm just like, dude, I want to rush, like I can't at the same time, and it's so good.
I'm still very much taken back by the significance of such a place sitting in such a city. And like, this thing is old as fuck. What if it existed even before the city? What if the city was just built around it? Like, the consequences and the implications of the ramifications of things like that really triggers my fucking spider senses, and I'm like, what else? You know, who else?
which I mean, you know, maybe you can find out if you wish to seek that knowledge out. But
Yeah,
you have to make some actions towards that if you want to learn more.
right. And I mean, you know, I didn't even read anything from the scrolls that I found. You know, I just put them in the bag for later, and you know, let's go. Which, you know, hindsight, maybe I should have looked, because maybe it would tell me something about who we're about to.
Well,
you know,
you're standing at the
go
top of the
into.
stairs. If the beginning of next session you want to say, hey, before we go, like, you know, before we walk down these steps, let's look at these papers real fast. You can totally do that.
Heard. I might have to do that. Man. Yeah, dude, this, I'm sure, and you know, I don't know how you feel. I don't know if you feel like we're progressing too fast or too slow through this, but I really feel like you are doing a great job. Like, I just can't get over how well this dungeon
feel the
like,
magic hand.
feels. Like no, it really does
the
feel
point of
like
that was
crazy.
mechanically or in game in roleplay. I wanted y'all to realize how tough this was going to be.
Yeah.
Because compared to essentially every other encounter y'all have had so far, I would think that this is harder.
Yeah.
Right. Because
Very much.
you're going through a lot of enemies quickly, not taking a rest. It's like that, to me,
rest.
that's kind of a problem in like if you don't give people a sense of urgency. It's just after every encounter, they're like, oh yeah, we sit down for 30 minutes and take a short rest.
Yeah.
It's like, but
Yeah.
trying to give the sense that like this is a dangerous place. And honestly, just above board, if y'all rest in this place, we will use the watch feature from Age of Umbra.
What is
It's like a mechanic for that campaign frame that essentially you have to I roll a d12 and one of you has to pick a downtime. You don't have to, but you have the option to pick a downtime action, and you can roll a d12 as well. And you can choose to either use your d12 or my d12. And so there's a range of possibilities that happen from 1 to 12.
Bro, even if I wanted to take a rest in that place, my character wouldn't want to take a rest in a fucking demonic
Well, and that's
place.
why we would use that
I agree.
we would use that mechanic, because essentially, like, if you roll a 1, or if you roll a 3 and you're like, I'm gonna pick the GM die, and I rolled a 1, you instantly get attacked. And then like options 2 to 11 are me getting fear. And then on
So
a 12, y'all get a hope, I think.
Oh my
You have less
God.
than a 10% chance for something good to happen.
That's insane.
But like,
That's actually insane.
because if we are ever in dangerous places, I will probably implement that rule.
I think that's awesome.
Which, again, I would try to set the tone of those places as well, the same as I did this. Yo, this is, you feel the danger here.
Yeah, narratively, dude. And obviously, like, you've been doing a wonderful job. But I like this one, like SS tier above the rest
Thank you.
has been incredible. Incredible narratively speaking.
Paid chatter.
And you know,
Paid chatter.
strangely,
I'll send you your check this week.
I think that I would be even more afraid when I know that I'm going into danger. But Ross says, "You don't feel hungry."
Say what?
I'd be even more afraid to know that I'm going into danger. But then you turn out and you say, "Nah, you don't feel shit."
Yeah.
Why though? Because then at that point, wouldn't you just consider yourself like overpowered for that area?
It's like no. It's like the same thing as kind of same way as you know that like the fact that like you've hurt yourself and it hurts, and the fact that it hurts keeps you aware that you are in trouble. The moment you hurt yourself and you don't feel pain,
Oh
that's the
yeah,
moment
yeah.
is very
I'm
dangerous.
with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because you know.
So
something,
in that same
something
sense.
that's- yeah. Her.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. Dang. I never thought of it like that. Woo, boy. This is turning out to be a real good dungeon. This is a really good one.
Well, I'm trying to decide if I want to stay live. Make a video or two.
Go for it.
I don't know.
Roll a dice. Roll a dice. Here, I'll roll a d20. You roll a d20. If you beat me, you
No,
do
just
a video.
Give me Okay. Wait. No, if I beat you, I don't have to do it.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what I'd rather do, honestly.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Oh, wow.
I might be okay. I might get to play the game. Fuck. What'd you get?
What'd you get?
What'd you get?
I got
Both of you
4.
send me. Hey,
I got an 8. Still have to make a video. Sick. I'll make one tomorrow though. I need to start trying to stream on the weekdays anyway. That'll give me inspiration to try. We'll see if it works out, but life is complicated when you throw kids in the mix and
summer vacation and all that good fun.
But I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now.
Yes, awesome stream.
I am gonna make this a video though, so if you watch this little cooldown and you liked it, throw us a comment. Letting us know that you enjoyed the discussion post show. Come
and watch the next one.
Yep, come watch the next one. Watch the old
please.
one. Watch the prologue. Watch the beta. Even though I think episode 2 or 3 of the beta, you cannot hear Baguette talk.
Oh no!
I think I had him turned down on Discord or something, but you can hear you fine. But anyway, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Jams TV. Subscribe to LOL Tuglow OP. If you see Baguette in chat, say what's up. But
yes.
Thank y'all. We'll see you next time.
Thank y'all.
Peace.
Peace.